First, I want to start off with an apology. This is to my community, people who have supported me, people who continuously turn in to chat on my videos, who want to tap in on my videos, and you know, my peoples. First, I want to apologize to you guys because I made a commitment that I would show up every morning at a certain time for my homeroom series. Now, I did a post the week before last saying that I wouldn't be able to do homeroom that week because of life stuff, right? And I felt terrible because I did make that commitment to myself and to you guys. But I did want to make this video also to update you and clear some things up about what's been going on. It hasn't been like life threatening, but mentally I was a little drained. And it's hard to commit yourself to certain things that you don't even know if you have the mental capacity. You don't even know if you have the mental capacity if you can even do it or not. Right? So I think I was trying to, in a rush to maybe be monetized or in a rush to just build this great community, great following, I was pushing myself past the limit that I couldn't really withstand, to be fair. So I found myself falling into a depression kind of thing, trying to hang on to something that I promised some people, instead of checking myself mentally and dealing with what I had to deal with and handling that before the mistake was made. So showing up in that kind of way was a lot. I was drained. I was tired. I was exhausted. Many times I start work in the morning at like 5:30. So many a times I'm rushing back home to jump on cam and then do these live videos every day. And a lot of times what you don't know is sometimes I'll be almost feeling like I'm gonna fall asleep in the middle of the recordings, or just pass out because it's become too much. Because not only I'm doing that, I also have another gig where I'm working after that. And so the days I couldn't do a podcast, I'm doing my other gig. When I'm doing music, I'm working in music, and I'm in the studios till late nights, and I gotta go the next day, and I gotta miss my scheduled podcast in the morning and do studio all day. So I'm doing all these things, and I became a little overwhelmed. And trying to do that, I was telling myself, but I committed. I told them every day I'll show up every day. But even in that, I'm starting to feel like I'm hurting myself. The crazy part is I love my community. I love talking to y'all. I love the back and forths. I love pulling people that in the community on my live and we talk it out. It was dope having Michelle on my live, or Tafasha on my live, or my man Austin. That was really cool. And I know we had ideas to maybe do that once a week sometime. But the thing I have to pull back, I think of, is the everyday thing. That for me is a bit much in my life right now. Now, if I only had the podcast and can dedicate my life to just podcasting every day, then I can do that. Because that means the rest of my day goes to maybe rest and family. But since my days don't go like that, I'm essentially killing myself for something I don't need to do. And I don't mean I don't need to podcast. I love to go live and talk with y'all to build this community. That is a goal of mine, to build this community out so we can lean on each other, become real friends in real life, and take this wherever it needs to go. So that's what I'm not giving up on. But I can't do it every day like I promised because it's mentally killing me. I hate to sound like I'm being extra, but when you start to get up, you start to find yourself like feeling like I can't do it. I can't. Like I don't even feel good right now. And I got to turn the camera on and then put on this face. And when inside you're hurting and you wish you could just maybe go to sleep, get some rest, take off a couple of days. And it was hurting me. I'm making this video not to put mine on a guilt trip. First of all, it ain't nobody's fault but mine, right? But I'm not making this video to show, to get any kind of sympathy or anything like that. It's just the truth. And y'all need to know. I can't handle everything. I'm, in certain areas, I'm one tough cookie, but I found myself breaking down trying to do this every day. It's hard. And I don't make in either one gig I'm doing, I don't make enough money to where I can just dedicate time to that one gig and then push everything aside to be creative or have some rest and do family. So all these things are a necessity. Not only is this group homeroom and relatable, doing the podcast, that's a necessity. When I be driving Uber and stuff like that, that's a necessity. I'm not going to front. I'm not ashamed of it. That's a necessity. I need to do it, right? My music stuff, I need to do it. It's a necessity. So until something can outtake the other two, and content I want to do because that's my creative itch. So I got to continuously do content because I want to do content. I want to get better at making videos. I want to get my live community much bigger than what it is. But to be able to do that, I got to be in my right mind. And it's hard to be in your right mind when you got so much stuff stacked on top and you got to show up like it's A-okay in all forms. And I can't do that. As much as I love homeroom, But even if I got to do a couple of days a week or something like that, that's just something I think I got to do. It's hard. It's tough. It really is, or try to get to as much as possible, but it's tough. It's tough. For those of you who don't know, also, I started a new gig as a senior VP of A&R for a record label, for a music label. One of my good friends, who's my brother, I've been knowing him forever, started a record label. He's one of the guys I trust in music because we're both artists forward and we're not in the business of taking from people and robbing artists. So I thought I'd try my hand at doing that. I still love music. I don't necessarily want to be an artist, but maybe I can help artists become better artists or bigger artists, So we've been doing that on double time, And for those of you who don't know, shout out to my man Rios. He kind of talked about it on one of his other morning shows. We have a screening for a documentary that we are part of called It's Nothing to See Here on the 10th at Peacock Theater. It was a free screening. I don't know if they're still promoting it because the seats got filled up really, really fast. You can go to nothingtoseeheremovie.com to see if it's something you want to maybe go to or check out. We have the trailer on that website as well. But I've been doing tons of work towards that also. And I've been in the studio weekly, working on the music, doing the soundtrack for that, and then I got to go in the morning and drive, and then I got to come back and try to get here so I can make the schedule of doing homeroom. And I'm not saying this, first of all, let me say this, let me set the tone. With all this being said, I am truly, honestly grateful. I'm truly grateful for all the things I have, the fact that I'm even in my right mind to be able to even be talking on this camera. I'm truly grateful for the situation that God has put me into to move me forward. I'm truly thankful for anybody who pushes play on this video to listen to even just 5 seconds of any video. I'm truly grateful, and I thank God for it daily because without Him, I have nothing. And I understand that. I don't want you to confuse me sounding like I'm tired, but not tired like I'm tired or some like mentally drained. Not tired because I don't want to do it. So I don't want that confusion. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be doing this. I just know I can't overexert myself to where I can't function mentally or physically. So that's what this video is about. It's a basic update what's been going on with me. I have to reset a schedule for homeroom. But I'm thinking a couple days a week maybe or something like that. I'll figure it out. And once again, I apologize because I promised something that I couldn't put forth. Um, and you know, I as much as I want to continue to do it, I just can't. I can't. So I'll figure out a schedule. I'll figure out something where I can figure it out, and hopefully people show up for that also. You know, yeah. You know, it's tough because even with all that like tough, my mental, um, dealing with my mental in the space of like overexerting myself, it's been so much good news, even in the midst of this. You know, and I should make a separate video straight up about my testimony. So I spoke to you guys on a live recently about some things I was going to. Shout out to Shaq. Shout out to Tafashe. Shout out to I'm not sure if Kevin was on that call also. We were all kind of going through some things and started praying for each other and holding each other up. Um, but I do have a testimony to tell also where God showed up for me for some things I prayed for in that specific live. So maybe I'll do a separate video on that and talk about the things God has done for me since that prayer specifically and brought me out of something I didn't know how I was going to get brought out of. There's some amazing things in front. The screening is an amazing thing to be a part of. I'm super excited about being a part of that. At the Peacock Theater also, it's ridiculous. For me to be a part of that is amazing. Only God. And support the shout out to all my community. All the people who subscribed, all the people who watch my videos, all the people who sit in the chat. My page is now officially under review for monetization. I thank y'all for that. Because y'all know I've been trying to get that going and get another form of income. I just got to be consistent, keep going, and get better at that. My page I applied already. I hit the mark. I applied already. It's under review. And we'll just take it from there. But that's a huge celebration. I thank y'all because, you know, a super shout out to all the mods. Super shout out to all the people telling people to like and subscribe. If you told a friend, if you watched it with a friend, however, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. So there's some amazing things been going on. So I don't want you to think like I'm overloaded with stress to the point of like forgetting about all the things that are going great in my life that are happening. I just need to keep you updated on why I couldn't do last week and some things changing on my mental space with that specifically. You know what I mean? So I just thank y'all. Anyhow, even if you made it to this part of the video, I thank you. You know, it's rare. Sometimes people don't watch all the way through it. I understand, man. I'm a new face. Maybe not be interested to a lot of you. Maybe some of you don't know what I'm talking about because I'm talking to a specific group of people, and I understand that too. You know, but just know, me being a new creator, trying to figure this thing out, I'm probably right where you are, and dealing with stress and work and how do you do content creating and your real life. I'm also married. I'm also in my mid-40s, trying to figure it out. Being vulnerable and transparent in front of this camera. So I'm probably more like the most of you. But I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm talking to this camera and spill my guts out about what's going on in my life, good or bad. And the reason why is because I need to show you, no matter how bad it may be going for me sometimes, because it's going awesome in other areas also. But when I get into them dark spaces, I need to show you that I showed up. Even when I took that week off last week, this is me sitting in front of this camera telling you that it got dark. Sometimes it get dark. And I need to let you know why. But as of today, I'm here. I'm grateful. And I know God has a plan for me, and sometimes you got to go through something. These situations build you for something greater on the other side. So this is why I talk to you guys the way I do. This is why I'm so vulnerable and transparent, because I need you guys to see the real me in real life. I don't want to put no facade up in this mask of a person, and then you meet me out in the public and I'm totally different. I need you to, when you see me, I need you to trust that I value your opinion and your time. And I won't lie to you. So, there it is. That's my update with why I took off last week. It's getting a little tough, but I'm built for this. So I get knocked off a little bit, but I'm gonna jump back on every time. And I thank you guys for even sticking around. Content's gonna get better. Quality's gonna get better. Everything's gonna get better if you stay down with me. I promise you that. I can't promise you that. You stay down with me, everything's gonna get better. So I'm gonna get all my little mistakes out, my little kinks out now, so I can show up for you like you really need to be showed up for. Because you guys deserve it because you be holding me down. And I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And I love y'all. God bless.